What is up, my mates of YouTube? My name is Aussie Marcel, and in today's video we've got the top 5 cheat code fragrances for you. These are fragrances that are easy to reach for if you just want compliments, if you just want positive attention. So if that sounds good to you, let's get into the video. Starting things off with 2 fragrances, so technically we'll be talking about 6 fragrances all in all. We've got Paco Rabanne's Phantom and Calvin Klein's Defi the Parfum. Both of these fragrances are very similar. They've got this creamy vanilla quality. It's almost like a textural thing, a creamy vanilla texture. And I would recommend Phantom for a younger man and Defi Parfum for an older man. Both are similar, both have great performance. We're talking 8 hours plus with 2 sprays. I mean, these are 12-hour scents on my skin, but your results may vary with your skin chemistry, as we all have different skin chemistry. I don't know, there's just something about the Phantom bottle design. I don't know, it looks kind of cringe to me. What do you guys reckon in the comments below? Is this something that you'd like or you don't like? I will say one thing though, it definitely stands out from the crowd of like basic samey looking bottles. Does stand out, but maybe not in the best way. So my first pick is Defi Parfum and Paco Rabanne's Phantom. Both of these fragrances are excellent for compliments. I've never not received a compliment when I've worn either of these fragrances. Both Defi Parfum and Paco Rabanne's Phantom can be found for under $120 Australian. Phantom is about 120 bucks from Chemist Warehouse, and Defi Parfum is about 100 bucks from Chemist Warehouse. Effectively, with this 200 ml bottle, you are paying $50 per 100 ml, and at that price, it is exceptional value. Next up, we have any clone of Creed's Aventus. You can go for the OG, but if you want to spend 400 bucks Australian on a fragrance, be my guest. I pick Mon Guerlain Explorer in particular, simply because it has a slightly less harsh, less acrid opening than Club de Nuit Intense for Men. I prefer the dry down for Club de Nuit, but I think Mon Guerlain Explorer's opening is just a little fresher, a little more vibrant, and a little less harsh. They all have that similar tropical fruitiness with that smoky vibe, and then a touch of leather and muskiness as well. Mon Guerlain Explorer is excellent for compliments. I bought this on Boxing Day a few years ago, and it's still, it's still mostly full. But I always get compliments when I wear a Creed clone. Even like Dossier's Musky Oak Moss, that's a pretty good quality clone as well. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's right here somewhere. I don't know, I've got a whole stack of Dossier fragrances, but it's there somewhere, and that's also excellent as well. Dossier's Musky Oak Moss. Yep, that's pretty attractive. And that actually has probably the least harsh opening of all of the Creed's Aventus clones that I've smelled over the years. But for simple accessibility, go with Mon Guerlain's Explorer. Mon Guerlain's Explorer can be found in Chemist Warehouse for about $80. Really solid value here. Next up, we have one of the easiest to reach clubbing fragrances, Paco Rabanne's Pure Excess. Another Paco Rabanne scent, they must be onto something. I'm recommending this fragrance to people instead of Black Excess nowadays. They basically bastardized the formula of Black Excess, and I like it, but I don't love it anymore, whereas Pure Excess, it is a solid vanilla Coke style fragrance. Trust me, if you've ever smelt this one before, crack a can of vanilla Coke and then have a smell of that. It smells almost identical to this. Great for compliments, solid performance, probably not ideal for a really hot night out, but if you're going out clubbing and the weather's a little milder, this is an exceptional option for you. It's boozy, it's sweet, it's a little aromatic as well. Incredible value, about $80 to $100 from Chemist Warehouse here in Australia. I'd also recommend Pure Excess Night, but that's an even denser, heavier fragrance on the skin. So if you're after something that has a similar sort of party vibe, but is more cold weather appropriate, stick with Pure Excess Night. This is just a boozy, playful Playboy fragrance. Definitely check this one out. Next up, we have Dolce & Gabbana's K Eau de Parfum. Now, I hate to admit this, and I don't agree with this personally, so don't be throwing shit at me, but people here in Australia, they're not gonna give a shit about what you're wearing if they've never heard of the fucking brand before.
Diesel, I love Diesel so much, it's so attractive, you're so hot today. Prada, I love Prada too, you must be rich, I love that. Montel, are you poor? What the fuck is that? Don't ever talk to me.
It's incredibly annoying. You can be wearing the nicest smelling fragrance of all time, but if people don't recognize the brand name, they don't give a fuck about it. Dolce & Gabbana's K Eau de Parfum, this smells great, but it also still smells mass appealing, and it has that name brand value. It's got that name recognition, Dolce & Gabbana. People here in Australia, in my experience, they only care about stuff if they recognize the brand. K Eau de Parfum, it smells a little more unique to me than the EDT because of that pimento note in the opening. It's got that spice, it's got that aromatic quality to it as well, and it doesn't just smell like a Dior Sauvage clone. It's got similar properties to 100 different popular fragrances, but it stands apart a little from them simply because of that pimento note in the opening, and I will admit, happily I might add, that this is a sexy smelling fragrance, and you've got the name brand recognition. Performance is solid at about 6 to 8 hours with 3 to 4 sprays. Projection isn't amazing, but it's better than like most, you know, $80 designer fragrances. Definitely check this one out. You can pick this one up for about 80 to 100 bucks from Chemist Warehouse. And finally, one of my personal favorite fragrances of all time, Prada Intense. Now this has that name brand recognition. The downside is though, you're paying about $200. However, what you get for that $200 is one of the sexiest, most attractive, most versatile fragrances on the market. I chuck on 3 sprays of this and it gets me through a day easily, and you get that Prada name brand recognition. Prada is still one of those brands that, unlike Gucci, where, you know, people like Gucci, but it's a little overplayed at this point, Prada still gets that recognition. Prada still turns the heads. This fragrance smells incredible. It's aromatic. It has this beautiful powdery iris note, and it's also got this supple suede note as well. It is a fantastic fragrance. I'd recommend this even at full price, you know, $200+. Even at that price, this is an easy recommendation. It's a similar style of fragrance to Dior Homme Intense, except it's a little cheaper than that. So highly recommend Prada L'Homme Intense. Even at full price, it is a magical fragrance. Now I'm curious to know what your cheat code fragrances are. Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear what fragrances you wear that just are a dumb reach fragrance for compliments. Let us know in the comments below. And until the next video, my name is Aussie Marcel, and I'll catch you guys around.